Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Vlogmas day 21 and today I have the best of 2022 for you. So the best makeup that I personally tried in 2022. I did not do this video for 2021 and I thought about combining 2021 and 2022, but I didn't want this video to get too long, and I feel like all of my favorites from last year you guys like know because I wouldn't shut up about them. I'm thinking of like the Bare Minerals bronzer, any Nabla product, anything like that. So it is just 2022 today. It isn't necessarily products that released in 2022, but I purchased and tried these products for the first time myself in 2022. I have a good chunk of products to share with you today. I recently shared my worst stuff, so if you're interested in hearing about my worst stuff, and I did include 2021 in that video, if you're interested in hearing about some crappy products, I will leave that video linked down below. But if you are interested in my favorite products of the year, stay tuned. First, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you like project planning content or just chit-chatting about makeup, I would love if you'd consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's get into some amazing products. You guys will find throughout this video, I did find some like creative ways to sneak in older favorites. You'll get what I mean. But one product I did want to give an honorable mention to. I didn't purchase this for the first time this year, but I was truly obsessed with this product. I purchased it for the first time last year in 2021. It's the Maybelline 4-in-1 Glow Makeup, the Instant Age Rewind Perfector. If I'm running out the door and like need to do my makeup like on the way to work, this is what I am reaching for. It is such an incredible product in my opinion. It's so easy. Some people might be annoyed or not like the applicator. I personally really like it because I literally just like draw on my face and then blend in with my fingers, and it just gives me the most even complexion. It's not going to offer much coverage at all, but I think it just evens my skin tone out, and I freaking love this product so much. This will be a forever repurchase from me, so I wanted to give that a quick shout out, and then I'll quickly go over the ones that you can see I'm like sneakily sneaking in. So I guess I didn't try this product for the first time this year, but I did repurchase this product this year, and it was a Kopari 3-pack, and it came with 3 different Kopari lip glossies, which the Kopari lip glossy is one of my favorite lip products on the market. It came with the scent or the flavor watermelon, pineapple, and then the original Kopari lip glossy. The Kopari lip glossy is like my perfect car or purse gloss because it's a completely clear gloss. You can get tinted glosses, and I have gone through tinted ones in the past as well, and it just feels so comforting on the lips. It feels nourishing. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a product that's going to like heal your lips, but it definitely isn't going to make them worse, and it feels nourishing and comforting on the lips if I have dry lips. So these, like, I have probably 6 in my collection. I have one on my desk, in my nightstand, I have one in my purse, one in my backpack, one in my car. I love the Kopari lip glossy, and if this set is still available, which I feel like it is at Ulta, I'll leave it linked below. I just highly recommend. $30 for 3, so it's like $10 a piece. It's just such a good value. Also, I purchased this year the Tower 28 holiday set, which came with a shade that I tried for the first time this year, which is Dream, which you could only get in that set. You guys know I do love the Tower 28 lip glossy. It also came with the shade Coconut, which I've gone through in the past. I am interested in purchasing. There's like 1 or 2 new shades in the coconut, or not coconut, in the Milky line from Tower 28 that I really want to try. But if you haven't tried the Tower 28 lip glossy, what are you freaking doing with your life? It is such a comfortable lip gloss formula. There is quite a few shades, and I just highly recommend that formula. And then the last like sneak in is I couldn't not talk about the Lawless Forget the Filler. And I purchased and tried for the first time this year the shade Annie, but last year I purchased a total of 3 of the Forget the Fillers. This product came out last year. I finished up the original this year. I still have 2 other shades. I want to own all the shades. I really like Annie. In fact, I'll actually just put Annie on now. It's this pale pink shimmery, and by shimmery I mean like it has like a sheen or a shine. It's just a beautiful shade. I really enjoy it. I'm gonna put a little bit more on because I feel like it. I sound like a broken record because I will literally take any opportunity I can to talk about the Lawless Forget the Filler lip product. favorite lip product, especially when in terms of like plumping. It is going to make your lips look full, juicy, but it's not going to be painful. And I just freaking love this lip product so much. If you have watched any of my videos, I'm sure you already know that. Okay, getting into products I really did try for the first time this year. We can start with my Natasha Denona Glam Face Palette. I wanted to purchase this when this released last year, but I held off, and then I did finally purchase it this year. I've talked about this quite a bit, I feel like, on my channel as well, so I don't want to drone on and on, but you guys know I love the 5 eyeshadow shades. Specifically the shimmer shades. You can literally use your finger to put them on. It's gonna look like you took all the time in the world to do your makeup, and in reality it's gonna take you like 3 minutes. I also think that the highlight's beautiful. It is more of a subtle highlight, which I prefer, but it gives that just wet, glossy, model-esque finish to the cheeks that I have just been really into. Such a good travel palette. I traveled for work this past year 4 or 5 times, and this came with me every time. I do hate the packaging though, because it shows every fingerprint, every scratch, all of that stuff, but I can't stop raving about that. Let's talk about, I actually have quite a few drugstore products now that I look at it, and I'm not like a drugstore galley. Like, I feel like I try to be, and I'm just never that impressed. But the Burt's Bees the luminizer from Burt's Bees, I have mine in the shade Starlight. Kelly Gooch was raving about this at the beginning of the year, so I ended up purchasing it, and I absolutely fell in love. Another highlight that's a little bit more on the subtle side and is really just gonna give that wet, glossy finish to the cheeks. It's really beginner friendly, and the shade Starlight specifically is more of a pink toned highlight, which is just my preference and just matches my skin tone better. I do have cooler undertones, so except for I'm always self-tanning, so I look warmer, if you will, but I love a pink highlight. This is beautiful. It's less than $10, and it sets down really nicely as well. Like, sometimes I don't do any makeup. Like, sometimes I go to the gym, and you know when you want to look like you've already put forth the effort before you even arrive to the gym, like you show up with like the like cute sweaty looking look. This is a great gym highlight in my opinion. So then you can show up to the gym. You don't even have to work out, but it's gonna look like you worked out. It's a cheat, you know? The e.l.f. No Budge eyeshadow sticks from the Cookies and Cream collection. This one is just such a fun, periwinkle is like one of my favorite shades, and this isn't necessarily like straight periwinkle, but it's periwinkle-esque. This is in the shade Chill Zone, and this is just like really fun. Like, if you're doing like a neutral brown eye look and you want to just add like a pop of periwinkle, like love it. This in the waterline. This also, honestly, I did a look with a periwinkle eyeshadow shade. I forget, I think it was from my Bite Size palette, and I laid this down first, and it just made the periwinkle shade like pop even a little bit more. So really enjoyed that, and I do feel like this is like legit no budge. Like, if I try and wipe this off, it literally won't come off. And then I also have the shade Sweet Cream, which is a stark white, and this is perfect for a matte inner corner highlight. I loved it. I love it so much on the inner corner of my eyes. Sometimes I go through phases where I'm using this all the time. Other times I forget about it. But I also like to lay this down and then put like a sparkly like Natasha Denona shade that I love to inner corner highlight with over top. And it just helps the inner corner highlight last a little bit longer throughout the day as well. So huge fan of the e.l.f. No Budge crayons. I don't know if you can get the Cookies and Cream or Cookies and Dream collection ones anymore, but I do know they have some permanent ones to their line as well, and I think it's just a great formula. So if there's a shade you like, I highly recommend. Also from the drugstore, the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter Dupe. As I'm sure you guys already know, it is just such a beautiful product. This is also similar to the Maybelline 4-in-1, and it's just, it will even your skin tone out and just make your face looks so glowy and beautiful. I've just been into a glowy face, and I can't help but love this product. I got mine in the shade Too Fair Light, and it works definitely best for me with a self tan. I prefer to use this as an all over face highlight or to mix it with foundations rather than use it, and when I say all over face highlight, I mean like all over face, almost like foundation if I'm not going in with foundation. I also like it underneath some of my more mattifying foundations to add that glow that I'm looking for to my skin. I don't love this as a just cheek highlight, and I think it's because my shade's just too dark for me. But if I had a lighter shade, it would be beautiful for that as well. It sets down really nicely. It doesn't feel like sticky on the skin, and it's just a solid product from the drugstore. The Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. This was kind of an unexpected purchase and an unexpected favorite. I hadn't purchased from Wet n Wild in a couple of years, and I have heard a couple of people raving about this product. I think it was one of Samantha March's favorites from 2021, and it's just always been on my mind. And one day, during a moment of weakness at Target, I'm pretty sure I needed to spend a few more dollars to get like a free gift card in the beauty section. I decided to pick this up, and I am not mad at all. Hashtag no regrets. This is just such a beautiful product. It offers a good medium coverage, but feels so lightweight on the skin and has a very skin-like finish, which is just like my sweet spot when it comes to foundations, unless I'm going for like the no foundation look. And in that case, I love the Maybelline 4-in-1 Perfector. Can I not keep referencing that? It's just so good. But I want to say this is under $6, and this, in my opinion, will be a continued repurchase, which I always love when a foundation from the drugstore works for me, because purchasing foundations again and again, I'm thinking of like Dior, it can get expensive. The final product from the drugstore is this one from L'Oreal. It is one of their Glow Paradise lip products, and I have mine in the shade Beige Eden. I love Maybelline Baddest Beige. I think Maybelline has a great lipstick formula. They're just like more of, I like their more satin finishes because they're easy to apply and they're just very comfortable on the lips. And so this is the shade Beige Eden. It reminds me quite a bit of Baddest Beige, and I just love it so much. I wore this quite a bit this year. This was a product that I wore a lot off camera as well. This was kind of like my car slash purse lipstick, and this got a ton of use for me. I'm very happy to have this. This or Baddest Beige I will always want to have in my lipstick collection. It's just like my perfect glowy nude shade, and I loved that so much this year. Let's talk about this face palette because I've been obsessed. This is one of the more recent products that I'm going to be talking about. It's the NARS Rising Star palette. I've talked about this a lot lately, so I again kind of feel like a broken record, but this is very unique to a lot of the other NARS cheek palettes that I have. Oftentimes I feel like NARS cheek face palettes can feel a little bit repetitive, but I feel like this one is very unique. I really love these two pink shades. I actually have this lilac shade on my cheeks today mixed with this. I love to mix this shade with the more like intense shades in here because it kind of neutralizes it and evens it out. But I've been loving this shade. It's like this very cool toned lilac blush shade. Really beautiful. And then I also have been loving this coral shade, and I'm gonna love it even more in the springtime. The few times that I've worn the coral shade, I typically reserve my corals for like spring, summertime, but I've worn this like 3 or 4 times, and I just, every time I'm like, oh my gosh, my cheeks just look like so juicy and full of life, and I love it so much. And then this is just such a beautiful neutral, matches everything sort of blush shade. I can't stop reaching into this. Like, I've used this to death already, it feels like. Such a good formula. So happy with that purchase. I tried a few products from Rose Inc this year, and actually I really did enjoy their concealer as well. I didn't pull, oh, I just realized I didn't grab my LYS concealer, which is a favorite that we'll talk about right now. I'm too lazy to go pick it up, but I forgot that I purchased the LYS concealer this year, and that has turned into one of my top 2 favorite concealers of all time. I also love the Kosas concealer, but the LYS definitely competes for that top spot. It is such a thin formula, but it offers a really good amount of coverage without being too full coverage, and it is the lightest, like it is light in terms of not heavy underneath the eyes. It's so comfortable. I freaking love that concealer. Plus I think it's under 20 bucks. So highly recommend the LYS concealer. I was gonna say I really did enjoy quite a few products from Rose Inc this year as well. The concealer being one of them, but it's not like a tippity top favorite, and I haven't used it in a little bit, so I'm like, I can't say it's like a top favorite. But these two cream products. I want to try their blush as well, but I really enjoyed the cream bronzer this year. I have mine in the shade, I never can pronounce it, Kawaii? I don't know. This is like the perfect neutral cream bronzer shade, or just bronzer shade in general. This is a matte formula, but it still makes you have like a healthy bronzed not glow, but like it just gives a really beautiful healthy bronzed look to the cheeks that looks like you were just like out in the sun, and it's like a sun-kissed bronze. The one complaint I have about the Rose Inc products is that I feel like, I don't want to say they dry up quickly, but you really want to screw the cap on tight, and I do feel like I have to warm the product up with my finger each time that I go in and use it, but I don't feel like I'm wasting product. I just have to warm it up, which isn't that big of a deal, but I do like to point it out. And then I also picked up the highlight in the shade Opalescent, another pink highlight. And again, I am having to warm this one up, but again, not that big of a deal. It still like glides on really easily. This is another one that is definitely more subtle, but it's so beautiful on the cheeks. Again, if I want like a gym highlight, this is perfect for that. Or if I want like a subtle work highlight, but still is gonna make my cheeks look just glowy and juicy, I have really enjoyed this. The shade Opalescent, again, more of a pink tone, so it just works really well for my personal skin tone. Very beginner friendly formula, except for the fact that you have to warm it up, but beginners can warm up their products. It's very easy to just tap out and blend out on the cheeks, even just with a finger. So super impressed with those Rose Inc products, and I'm very excited to try more from the brand. And then speaking of cream products, Charlotte Tilbury came out with the Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer this year, and I fell in love. It's very expensive, but in my opinion, worth it. It is a cream to powder bronzer, so blendable, such a beautiful shade. I have mine in the shade 2 Medium, which just is such a beautiful sun-kissed shade for me, specifically in like spring summer. It's a little bit deep for me in the winter, as I have not been self-tanning lately, but I love that this offers like a healthy glow to the skin. For me, this, in my opinion, doesn't come across like totally matte on the skin. It is so easy to use, whether it be with a brush, a beauty blender, or your finger. I just find the formula very easy to work with, and I'm like, I think I like this one more than the powder bronzer from Charlotte Tilbury, which is also a favorite of mine. Another highlight, I had pretty much every highlight I purchased this year, which I think I purchased 4, ended up turning into a favorite, because 3 of them I'm talking to you about today. This one is from Laura Mercier, and it's in the shade Rose Glow. It's another pink toned highlight, another subtle highlight. And this is definitely a little bit deeper, so I do like this more in the spring summertime, but this is probably the most subtle of all of them. In fact, this can also be used as like a blush topper, which I actually love this product as a blush topper. So if I'm doing like a more neutral blush, or if I want to even use this as a highlight and then carry it on top of my blush to just kind of tie it all together, I really like it for that. It just gives this beautiful rosy, just subtle glow to the cheeks, and I think it's so beautiful. It is such a soft, almost like wet formula, but not, and it's just, the powder is so finely milled that it truly translates so beautifully onto the skin. I loved this product, and this was kind of like one of those products that when this first came out, I was interested in it, but then just kept putting off purchasing it. And then one day I was in the store and I was like, oh yeah, like I was walking by the Laura Mercier section, and I was like, maybe I will just grab that today since I'm in store. The eyeliner that's currently in my waterline that I can't shut up about, but this is relatively new to my collection as well, is this one from House Labs. It's in the shade Cobalt Matte. Yes, Cobalt Matte. I didn't realize Fenty Beauty has a cobalt blue eyeliner as well. I almost purchased it yesterday, and then I was like, no girl, you have a cobalt blue eyeliner, you don't need 2. This is really good. I feel like it does a really nice job of staying in the waterline. There's also a brush on the other end if you want to use it as like a winged liner or whatever you want to do with it. I really do like the formula. It's glidey without being like too glidey where it's like not gonna last. So this is the only product I've tried from House Labs, but it did turn into a favorite this year. I have 2 products from Kaja, so I also continue to talk about this as of late. It's the Kaja Wing Stamp set. And I have mine in the longer version, but it's essentially like a winged eyeliner stamping pen, which is really nice because the wing stamp I have that I ordered online like 4 years ago, it's like a potted thing, and then you also have like the wing stamp, and this is just so much more convenient. Like if I wanted to travel with this is so easy to travel with. I can't do wings on my own, so I need a product like this. I think this is brilliant. I'm so happy to have this. I have had so much more fun with my makeup and doing wings and things like that. And then it also comes with their wing stamp wing eyeliner pen to help you fill in your wing. Genius from Kaja, and I will continue to purchase this because I need all the help I can get with my wings. And then also from Kaja, they sent both of these products to me. I think these are the only products that I'm talking about that have been sent to me. So this is the Gloss Shot. I have mine in the shade Milk Tea. I have put a lot of lip products on my lips in this video, I feel like already, even though it's only been one. I'm not gonna layer on another lip gloss on top of what I've already put on, but this shade Milk Tea? Yes, Milk Tea is this really beautiful pale milky pink. The gloss formula is like super shiny, super glossy, really comfortable, not sticky. Could potentially be a new favorite gloss formula. Like this could be competing with my Tower 28 and Lawless. Like this could be possibly top 3. It's for sure top 5 right now. I also love the Kopari Lip Glossy, which we know, and then I do really like the the Kosas lip oils, even though I think they're a little overpriced. Anyway, this is a great product. If there is a shade that you've been eyeing from the Kaja, wow, way too many brands that start with a K. I highly recommend. Let me just quickly swatch the shade Milk Tea because I love me a nice pale pink lip product, and you can barely see it because it's such a pale pink shade, but love it so much. And then another lip product, I don't typically like use lip liners that much, and while I haven't used this a ton, like it's not like I remember to use it every single day, but I've used this more than I use my typical lip liners. This is from Makeup by Mario. This is such a good lip liner formula, one of the longest lasting I have ever used. This is in the shade Dimitri, and I love the shade. This is like my perfect nude lip pencil. I feel like I've been on the hunt because I feel like if I have like the perfect shade for me, maybe I'll use it more, and I absolutely love this. I love to use this all over the lips. It matches so many different like lip products I have. I feel like I've done some really fun combinations that I've really enjoyed, and I definitely want to explore more of the Makeup by Mario lip products in general, but the lip liner I have been super impressed with. And then the final product is not a new formula to me, and I'm almost embarrassed to be talking about this in a favorites video, but I have to because I have actually used this product quite a bit this year, and this shade specifically has turned into a favorite. Although I don't really want to encourage people to go purchase the Stila Glitter and Glows because they dry out so quickly, but this is the Stila Glitter and Glow in the shade Wanderlust. Yeah, Wanderlust. It's this really beautiful golden peachy pink shade, and I have been doing like, this was the year of more simplified eye makeup for me, specifically like off camera, and I wore this so much, oftentimes more sheared out than like super layered and intense. I would also lay this down quite a bit and then go over top of it with a ColourPop Super Shock shadow, and I just loved the combo. And I just couldn't not mention this because if you like the Stila Glitter and Glows and you love like a golden peachy pink shade, I do recommend this one. I think it's good, but be warned, as I'm sure you already know, the Stila Glitter and Glows dry out so quickly. But after that, those are all of my favorite products from 2022. I felt like I had less products to go through this year of like picking out my favorites because I purchased less in 2022, which actually feels really good. I am super excited for 2023. I want to curate my makeup collection even more than it already is and really bring in even less and just keep it to products I know I'm gonna love and hopefully fall in love with. What if all of the products I tried next year were favorites? I know that's super unrealistic, but that is gonna wrap it up for today's favorites video. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to watch, for your continued support of Vlogmas. Let a girl know in the comments below, What were your favorite products of 2022? Do I need to go make some early 2023 purchases of your favorite products? Let me know in the comments. Other than that, thanks so much for sticking around to watch, and I will catch you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.